Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Angelic Ray coming at you at Angelic Soul 11. So I am out in public, so don't mind me if I tend to get distracted for a moment. But I did want to bring this video out to you all just because of the last readings I have done. I've noticed I mentioned Jupiter and Capricorn a lot. And there's so many other things planetary that has been happening. So today is November 20th, 2019, and it is the official day of Mercury going back direct, right? However, we'll still kind of be like in some shadow energy for like the next week or so, depending where you're at energetically, right? So that being said, we do have Mars that just entered into Scorpio, which is very interesting for this time, especially with the whole Jupiter Capricorn thing, right? Because Mars in Scorpio, Mars is like another ruling sign for Scorpio other than Pluto, but Mars is really like that fiery go-getter, where like Pluto is more cool but like cold and underworldish, and Mars is really hot and heated and like, yeah, I'll get you in the underworld, but I'm gonna show you these flames, I'm gonna show you how I target anything I'm targeting, how I go after it, how I overcome it, in a sense, right? And then what is that? Oh, that's a skull. Okay. Anyways, before I get distracted, oh, that was a cool jump with the squirrel. Okay, squirrel. Anyway, so Jupiter and Capricorn, for me, it's a very interesting combination, right? Now, some of you may agree, some of you may not. Whatever you feel, you can put that down in the comments below. But I feel like Jupiter is a more feminine planet, and Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, it has more of that like masculine pattern type thing, right? So Jupiter is like, yeah, let's take this leap of faith, but in an organized way where it's not so spontaneous, but we are gonna like go after what it is that we want to go after, and learn about it, expand our mind, expand our foundation, but in a way that is going to be long term, right? Not just like that. Like Jupiter, like they tend to, like, they rule Sagittarius, right? So if you think of Sagittarius, they're like the party people, always spontaneous, just going out there, but they're really good at philosophy. They're really good at just like luck and fortune and prosperity and expanding anything that they want to expand, right? But a lot of the times it could even be kind of like short-lived in a sense, because they can be like, they'll give it up so fast, right? They'll just like start something and they don't necessarily always finish what they start. But a Capricorn likes to make sure that they have everything organized so that they can take their time with it and finish, regardless of how much time it kind of takes, as long as it gets done correctly in its structure, right? So that it's built on a solid foundation. So sometimes it can take some time, where like Saggies like to move really fast. So when you get that combination of Jupiter and Capricorn, it can kind of seem frustrating for some, because they might want to move on impulse, but they'll see how whatever it is that they're trying to move on may require some time. But it's actually a really good time for those that are really trying to manifest things in their life where it's gonna bring them expansion, luck, prosperity, abundance, for their foundation, for structure. So like entrepreneurs that really have a plan, like targeting it, especially with that Mars energy right now in Scorpio, it's like I'm not allowing any obstructions get in my way. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Neptune went direct as well. So like obviously that's like Pisces, that's the feet, that's, you know, that's also the watery flow. So getting that fire, getting that water, that feminine and masculine energy to really move with you is going to be a very, very powerful time. But then keep in mind we do have the eclipse and in December. So I don't want to talk too much about that eclipse in this video, but it is going to have an impact on those tasks. So I just want to let you know this is why it's important to keep in mind that the Jupiter being in Capricorn is telling you to have faith in time, divine timing of what it is that you are building, because it may take a little bit longer, especially with the other energies that we have coming in, but it doesn't mean that the prosperity isn't going to come in. It doesn't mean that you aren't going to expand in your rites of passage, wherever that may be, and whichever realm you want to take that in, whether it's study, whether it's business, whether it's like romance, okay? It's just telling you that this joyous energy is going to take time, but I really do feel like it's a really good transit. Very much so like that in-between balance of take your time and move fast. Okay? Very much of the very structured and very spontaneous. And then Capricorns are really, really intuitive, right? That Saturn energy, known as like the first sun and the enlightenment and all of that good stuff. And then Sagittarius kind of like bringing in that depth, right? From like the deep subconscious and really seeing in realms and ways that others really don't see. So really trusting in your intuition and your clairvoyance. Our dreams are going to be like, whoo, like you really want to pay attention to your dreams during that time for sure. If you're feeling like you're gonna get dreams, or you're getting dreams of like time traveling or like the future, or document it. You want to have a dream journal during this time, like even if it's like daydreaming, okay, or like premonitions. It's very much heightening the senses of the psyche, very much going to let you know, like if you really have been noticing certain like quote unquote blockages, those are actually like good things that's happening for you to let you know, like, listen, that just really ain't for you, not right now, at least, you know. And so this energy is really gonna motivate, be very motivating. I feel very motivating. I'm excited for it, to be honest. It is a great time for those of you, especially with the planets going direct, Mercury going direct, Neptune going direct. It's going to bring a lot of clarity, and it's going to be a very, very good time for like studying, a really good time, especially because remember, the Mars in Scorpio is gonna be logical, right, in a sense, but really fiery at the same time. And depending where you are at with everything you that you might have went through during this Mercury's retrograde, really is going to determine like if you're going to really take this energy in a way that is going to be really serving to you. Otherwise, you might still be in like that self-sabotaging, destructive phase, which could last you sometime into 2020, still in the beginning, okay, before you're probably gonna be like, oh, I get it now. So if you didn't get it already, you should start getting it, because there's a lot of beautiful things happening. As much as it seems dark, as much as it seems heavy, as much as it seems, it was all happening for transformation, for transmutation, for revelation, for, I mean, just like that new era, that new time, that new world in a sense, right? The new dimensions, the new, I mean, even the Earth's hertz had went up 60 hertz, you know, which is a new frequency. You know, that magnetic field in the Earth when we're grounding had even shifted. It rose, you know. So the same way the Earth is shifting and all these planets are shifting, these energies do have some sort of impact on our minds, on our body, and our spirit. But at the same time, we have that free will and choice. So it can show us anything it wants to show us. But if we aren't really looking at the deeper picture, or the whole picture, or reading in between the lines, we're only going to see what we want to see. We're going to pick and choose to do what we want to pick and choose. And as much as some of this energy could be really serving to you, it can be destructive as well, because that's polarities, that's life, that's duality. It's, you know, two sides to the same coin. So it really depends on you and how you take this. But I really just wanted to put this video out there. I will see if I get any like deeper downloads on it. It was just something that, like I said, that popped up in my mind because I had noticed I have been mentioning it a lot, and I was just really getting to think of the characteristics and the energies and like what it could mean, because some of you may not know what that can mean. So I really do feel like it's really going to be a great time for socializing, a great time for putting your ideas out there without fear, but also doing it in divine timing, like knowing when to do that. Networking is going to be really good for people during this time. Researching, getting organized. So if you don't have a business but you want to start a business, like meditating during this time, and it's really going to be really beneficial for you. So yeah, that is really what I wanted to say. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share if you think it's going to be helpful or useful to anyone that you may know. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you can get notifications when I load up new videos. And leave some comments below and give me some feedback. Peace, y'all.